Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an SU-14-2, otherwise known as the school bus. It's the Tier 8 Soviet SPG. It's located on the northeast spawn of Karelia, and this one is under the command of MCHammereD. Now, we're just waiting for the countdown to finish. Okay, we're in action. Now, the skin for this vehicle actually came courtesy of Jazz and Sir Rusty. Unfortunately, they've stopped making skins for World of Tanks now because World of Tanks intends to sell skins as part of their regular stock in their premium shop. Either that or give them away as part of certain marathons. So there are a number of skins still in Jazz's shop and in Sir Rusty's, but they probably won't work much longer when Wargaming changes the skin frames, or not frames, what's the word? Well, they'll change the templates, that's the word, yes. And, well, MCHammereD's getting into position, ready to shoot. Hopefully he's going for that Emil. Yes, he's directly aiming onto him straight away. I normally aim for the top of the horseshoe because there's normally somebody who'll go there. Well, he lost sight of the Emil, so he couldn't put a round into him, but well, he's pulling back. This is not the best place to actually fire from on this map because it's one of the most obvious places that the enemy will look if they want to find an enemy Arty. Well, there's a large group of enemy tanks making their way through the northwest corner, and so I think if MCHammereD could put a round into that UDES, it will certainly ruin his day. UDES pop round the corner. Here comes them, both of them together. That's it. Oh, lovely one! Stuns both of them, damages the UDES, and the UDES takes some shots afterwards. Our teammates love that. The thing about this is if you can stun multiple targets at the same time, then it really does help. He's got the 203mm B4 howitzer, which can do 1050 alpha, penetrate 52mm of armour, and it's got a 10.9 meter burst radius. The only problem is it's also got a massive reload time, 36.32 seconds, and he's not using premium consumables. Well, he splashes two of them there, and that's encouraging our 7032 and the REBRN to put some shells into them. And it's working because those guys are not making it through the pass. And so long as they've got Arty support, it kind of forms a bottleneck for the enemy. And there's now 5 enemy tanks stuck in that corner and they can't go anywhere. And they're being held up by just 3 players. So 5 of the enemy are technically ineffective. Okay, MCHammereD's loaded. Ready to shoot, but waiting for that Emil to back up. Fires the round at him anyway. Direct hit, 432. Unfortunately, I think we lost the REBRN. Yes, destroyed by the Emil. But that Emil has taken big damage, but the 7032 is not going to last very much longer. And now his duties are going to have to be taken over by Tortoise, who's just behind him. Now the Tortoise is protected from the left by that rock, but here comes the enemy. Progetto dies to a scorpion shot. And the enemy's pushing. They're trying to get up to the Rex. And of course that UDES coming around the corner like that. If he pokes his nose out, that's going to happen to him. 471 hit points, thin-skinned tank. That wasn't a penetrating round, but it certainly did a lot of damage. And the E75TS goes down to the Tortoise. Or was it? No, it's the SU-14-2 near the cap area. Long range shot. Now the Emil has nailed himself to that wreck, trying to push it forward as extra armour, but it's the worst possible thing you could do when you're being focused by an Arty, because all it does is keep you in place so he knows exactly where you are, and now he can lob around right on top of you. Rounds out. 222 hit points, you're stunned, you're not going anywhere, you're tracked, and you're about to die. Yes, I think he suddenly realised, oops, I made a bit of a boo-boo there. rounds are still hitting him, but some of them are bouncing off his turret armor. You can see that he's got holes on his turret. Those are from the previous shots that MCHammereD fired. And he's about to get the coup de grace on this guy. Any second now, he's going to be loaded. Rounds out. Here we go. Yeah, he blows up. He disappeared in a ball of flames. Okay, so there's only a Noobs and the T-28 on the west side now. But now we're looking towards the horseshoe. And an Emil 2 poked his head around the corner, trying to get shots on our guys. And there's a more interesting target, the Barask, who just took 3 massive hits. Was it 2? He's trying to get away. And, well, again, he's sitting behind obvious targets. Rounds out. This should damage him. It does. It kills him. He was within the blast radius. Some pretty effective shooting there by MCHammereD. He's earned, well, I think he's earned the thanks of some of his teammates, because he managed to deal with that Emil. And now he's climbed up on top of the rock. Not the best place to be, but what the hell. You might as well. He can't see the T-28, but he's supposedly behind that rock at the moment. If he is still there, he's in a lot of trouble now, because he's outmatched. He's outnumbered. And as soon as we work out where he is, there he is. He's been spotted. No, pull back, pull back. There you go. Splash that. You can lob the shell into that corner. Oh, he's going to fire behind him. Rounds out. He tracked him and also gets some stun assist. Unfortunately, the T-28's still firing. And our Scorpion just took an Arty round as well. T-28's taking a lot of damage. An enemy Emil 2 fired from the horseshoe took out the Scorpion G. So we'll have to remember that the tanks that are over on this side of the map are vulnerable to shots from the Emil that's up on the horseshoe, because the T-28 is spotting them. Okay, so can MCHammereD put a round into that corner? He fires one in. Beautiful! Yep, that's good. 102 makes the T-28 a one-shot, and he goes down. That SU-14-2 needs to get out of there quick before the Emil fires. But now the enemy is down to just 5, and unfortunately the Emil did kill the SU-14-2. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Now MCHammereD is moving over to the north end of the cap, moving along to the western side of the north end of the cap. I think he's trying to get an angle so he can shoot at that Emil. Yeah. Okay, we've got an IS-2 going up there. And, oh, now this is good. We've got a Charioteer hiding behind the rock. He's dialing in. Almost ready. He's ready. Rounds out. Hits the rock face. Happens. Russian number generator. Even when you've got a Russian Arty or a Soviet Arty, it doesn't always work in your favour. That Emil 2 is still there. But it looks to me like MCHammereD, not being spotted, he's going to try and get into a position where he can still shoot at the enemy. And, well, we've got a Striv. And they tend to stay very still whilst they're shooting because of the hydropneumatic suspension. And so, yeah, very easy to kill. Rounds out. Say goodnight, Striv. Goodnight, Striv. He's out. Now try not to get within view range of that Emil. Might help just to go over the cliff and get to the other side. Oh, the Emil's been spotted. There he is. Okay, timed. Oh, he's a splash kill as well. You could easily get him with one shot, but you're not loaded just yet. But if he stays where he is, MCHammereD's marked him as target, and the kill goes to our SU-14-2, the other one that we had. There's the target, the Jag Tiger. Let's see if we can put a round into him. Mark the target, line it up. Rounds out, long shot. Lands alongside him for 405 of splash. And he's been requested to platoon. and he's platooned with the SU-130PM, or he's requested to platoon with the SU-130PM, because they've both got at least 3 kills. He's platooned with the Wizzy 111G FT. He has got 3 kills. So potentially he's on for a brothers in arms, and that's it, because the game's over. They killed the Yak Tiger. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanger for MCHammereD in the SU-14-2. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He ended up with 15 in that one. And he did get the brothers in arms because he platooned with the Wizzy just at the right time. And unfortunately, the other player did not actually platoon. He didn't accept in time, so he missed out on a medal, which he could have taken automatically. I know some players say, oh, well, it's not worth having a brothers in arms if you didn't enter the battle in platoon with somebody already. But no, it is worth having this medal because it shows that you've teamed up with other players who actually did manage to get a high enough score, and it recognises that you did get that score. You are playing at an expert level. Let's have a look at team score and see how well he did. He didn't get the highest damage in the game. His platoon mate did, though. He got 3,340 hit points of damage in the game. The next high scorer was, in fact, the Emil-2 on the enemy team with 3,313. I think that was the one up at the pass who was firing away like mad, or was it the one on the horseshoe? No, it's the one on the horseshoe, actually, because this is the one up at the pass, I think. Pretty sure it's that way around. We'll have to check that later. When it came to... because I think the Emil on the hill managed to get at least 2 kills. Yes, so the Emil on the horseshoe must be that one because he managed to get 2 kills. He killed the Scorpion G and the SU-130PM. So it must be him on the hill, on the horseshoe, this one down at the pass. And the third highest damage after all that is the Battalion Barask on his own team with 3,246. And after that, it's MCHammereD with 2,858. When it came to kills, it was actually the SU-130PM on his team with 4 kills. The Wizzy 111G FT managed to get, or Wizzy 111G FT managed to get 3, and so did MCHammereD. And when it came to base XP, it was MCHammereD with 1299. The Batchat Barask managed to get 1240, and after that, the next high score was the SU-130PM with 1067. He fired 12 rounds, got 3 direct hits, 0 penetration but 13 splash, damage of 2,858 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Have you noticed that he only fired 12 shots but he splashed 13 tanks, so he was actually hitting multiple tanks with some of his shots. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 343 hit points of damage assist. But this is the good bit, 2,525 hit points of stun assist of 10 stuns, and that's why his XP is so high. On a premium count, he earned 40,990 credits, got 50,000 from Benefiti Vici, and after ammunition resupply, still took away a profit of 88,565 credits. He received 1,299 XP, times 2 for the first victory, took away 3,898 experience points altogether. So well done. This is, I believe, his first ace in the SU-14-2. He said aced it. Yes, I'm sure that most people would be pretty happy doing that with the SU-14-2. It does take a little while to get the hang of it, but once you do, even though it's so slow, it's still very effective, and especially with those guns. In many ways, it is a bit like the SU-14-1, which of course this Arty was derived from, or rather the SU-14 was what they were both derived from, this one being the one with the radio. But after you get the hang of it, then it does become a lot more fun. But if you're ever going to take this Arty onto front lines, you're better off with the 152mm B2 howitzer, BR2 howitzer, rather than the B4, because you need the fire rate in order to maximise your chances of making general. The other thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you do retreat this vehicle fast enough, because it's so slow. If the enemy does capture a cell or one of the blocks, then one of the zones, you need to get out of your position into a safe position as fast as you can. And this Arty is so slow that the enemy is more than likely going to catch up with you and probably kill you. So not the best Arty for front lines, but I have seen people play it on front lines and succeed. So you could try it out. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.